What's up, people of the internet? My name is Dabacap, and today we're reviewing yet another Artifact Tournament round. So someone from the comments in an earlier video asked if I could please review the Dane versus Lifecoach match, and I aim to please, so here we are reviewing that match. But before I do, I wanted to say a little bit of news. This is going live, I believe, on the 16th. And the NDA is getting lifted on the 17th. So that should be tomorrow, which means that you can watch streamers, videos from all over the internet as people who are in the beta can suddenly start releasing content, which is great. I'm happy for them. I will not be one of them because I don't have access to the closed beta. I have access to the open beta, which releases 2 days later on the 19th. So I hope that during those 2 days, when everyone else has a massive advantage over me, that you will absolutely enjoy their content, but please do come back. I'm planning on putting out a bunch of, fun, entertaining, useful videos for you guys to watch. So I'm hoping that I've put out enough consistent, high quality content that you guys will, drop a subscribe and come back and watch my videos after the beta comes out on the 19th. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into the video. So here we have Lifecoach on the bottom lane and Dane in the, I don't want to say lane, the bottom half, and then Dane on the upper half. So Lifecoach is running a green red deck. Looks like he's got Tidehunter, Bristleback, and Sven in red, and then Tree and Protector and Farvin in green. Meanwhile, Dane is running a tricolor deck. He has Beastmaster and Axe in red. In green, he has Tree and Protector and Chin, and then he has one random sniper. Okay, so let's look at the plays here. So first off, Dane can't play anything. He just doesn't have the mana for it. Lifecoach could play Hellbear Crippler or Mercenary Exiles. Personally, I think I'd probably play the Mercenary Exiles here because the Hellbear Crippler, you ideally want to attack into a unit to get the debuffs, whereas the Mercenary Exiles can just do some damage on their own. So this will help you establish some board presence. And yeah, I just don't see a problem with that play. That's what I would do. Dane is taking his sweet time. I don't know why, considering that there isn't actually anything for him to do. Whereas Lifecoach, I guess he has a decision to make. He went for the Hellbear Crippler. Interesting choice. I feel like that's a really good chump blocker, just because you get the chump block plus you get a debuff, which is pretty convenient. Look at how little damage Tree and Protector does to Axe. Just 2 damage. It's so pathetic. So here, honestly, nothing can be played. Neither one of them has the right mana and the right colors, so it's just going to be a pass from both sides. Though I guess that they are intentionally drawing out the clock to make the opponent think they could play a card, I guess. Here we could see a Mercenary Exile, and yeah, I don't see the problem with playing that. Just sort of throw it out. It'll block the melee creep. There's a chance that the Beastmaster could curve into it, which wouldn't be the ideal scenario, but I mean, yeah, I think I'd play it right here. Put it in front of the creep. Just try and take that thing out. Sven's doing a little bit of cleave damage to the Beastmaster. But yeah, this will help Lifecoach sort of take control of the lane. Plus, if he's got the gold for it, he can buff it up if need be. Lifecoach can't afford anything. Dane is broke. Alright, let's talk about placement. So, lane 1 is completely dominated by Lifecoach at the moment. He has a Bristleback, which is due to get 2 armor. He has 3 units in the lane, and he's about to get 2 more units in the lane. That is an insane amount of pressure. My guess is that Dane is going to deploy the Chin into the first lane because he isn't prepared to give up that lane quite yet. However, I honestly wonder if that's the right call, just because there's so many cards in there. It's going to be quite an extensive fight to get that lane back. Farvin, on the other hand, can kind of go anywhere. I feel like lane 2 needs the most help because Tree and Protector is going down and there's 2 melee creep going into that lane, and Farvin will land in front of one of them and auto kill one of them. So That seems like the nice option. Whereas if you put him in lane 3, the Beastmaster, he would drop in front of the Beastmaster, which is not a really great trade for him. And if he puts him in the left lane, that might be a little bit overkill because there's already a lot of stuff in that lane as it is. So I'm curious to see if Dane is going to fight for the first lane. Because if he is planning on fighting for the first lane, he has to get in there pretty soon. I mean, Chin's ability, which the casters are talking about right here, is going to do a great job of stealing that massively wide board of creep. It's just it's going to be a while before he can do that. It's going to be 3 turns before that comes online. So by then it might be too late. It might be too late for that card to make much of a difference. And it does look like, yep, he's going lane 1. He doesn't want to give up that lane just yet, so he's prepared to fight for it. And Farvin, where did Farvin land? As I predicted, lane 2. Go me. I'm thinking like the pros. Okay. Let's talk about cards. Lifecoach can play a Bronze Legionnaire, which would make the board go real wide. He can also play something in lane 3 because he has a red hero there. He can play Rebel Instigator as well, but you really want to play Rebel Instigators in front of creeps because it blocks the creep for free basically, and it gives you extra units. So playing a Rebel Instigator into an empty board kind of sucks. So I think Bronze Legionnaire would be the play here, and then save Rebel Instigator for lane 3. Meanwhile, Dane is looking at either a Juke or a Roseleaf Druid. And I'm pretty sure the way it works is that if he plays Roseleaf Druid, he actually gets 1 mana back from Roseleaf Druid's ability, and then he could play Juke if he wants. So what he could do is play Roseleaf. Oh, actually, I was going to say he could play Roseleaf Druid in front of one of the melee creeps and then juke it. But even the melee creep are going to kill the Roseleaf Druid. So all that would do is spare the 2 armor for Bristleback. And so you kind of have to evaluate which is better. Is it better to have the Bristleback have 2 armor, or are you better off using the Juke to lose the Roseleaf Druid, which means lose the 1 extra mana, but you're still going to lose the Trainer Protector anyways. So I honestly think just giving the armor might be the better play, just because I don't know if it's really necessary to use the Juke. And yeah, it looks like that's probably what he's doing. I think. We'll see. It's just... Oh, actually, no. The armor... No. Okay. Yes, the Trainer Protector doesn't get his own armor. So that just kind of stings. It kind of stings. It spared the 2 armor, but he loses the mana ramp. Oh, that tower's at -1 out of 4 armor. I didn't even know that was possible. You can go into negative mana. That's super interesting, actually. Honestly, I feel like I probably would have rather had the -1 armor. I bet that Bristleback will just not die the rest of the game. Okay. In this lane, the only play that can be made is a Prowler Vanguard. So I think I would go ahead and play that just because you've got the mana for it. It'll block that creep. It'll give extra armor, which is completely unnecessary. Axe is going to kill that Trainer Protector. Not a good turn for Trainer Protectors. It's a great deforestation. And in this lane, yep, indeed, Beastmaster rotated into this guy. So you could block with Rebel Instigator, which is what he's opting to do. He's going to keep that Mercenary Exile alive, and he's sacrificing the Rebel Instigator for it. So 10 and 8 gold. Let's see what people pick up. Traveler's Cloak, I would bet. Yeah, I'd grab that too. Grab both of those. Basically, always pick up Traveler's Cloak when you get the chance. Just because they're so cheap and so useful. You just can't really go wrong with them. Okay. Tidehunter and Sniper. So Tidehunter you don't really want to put in lane 2 because he's going to drop in front of Axe, and that's not really a great scenario for him because he's just not going to do any damage to Axe, and Axe is going to destroy Tidehunter. You could put him in lane 3, which I guess wouldn't be the worst case in the world. He'll either drop in front of a melee creep or in front of Beastmaster, which wouldn't be too bad. You could put him in lane 1, which is already really wide. He would probably drop in front of Chin, about 50-50, and that actually wouldn't be a terrible exchange. As for Dane, the lane he probably wants to try and take with Sniper is the first lane, because the idea with Sniper is you put Sniper in lane 1, then he assassinates down lane. So he's in lane 1, he plays an assassinate and kills off a hero in lane 2 or lane 3, so that when they get to that lane, they don't even get to take their turn. So my guess is Sniper's going in lane 1. And no, he opts for Axe versus Tidehunter. That's interesting, because the Tidehunter literally cannot damage the Axe, not without some sort of attack buff. So that must mean he's just using Tidehunter for a blocker, or maybe he just wants to spread out the red mana, because he's got a red hero in lanes 1 and 3. And yep, looks like Sniper's going in lane 1. So it's going to be a hard fight for Sniper and Chin in lane 1, but it will really pay off if he can get off those assassinates. Okay, so what's the play here? Lifecoach can combat training, which I guess you could do. You got other targets. It's probably better to play that on Tidehunter, to be honest. But my guess is he's not going to play anything here, with the exception of maybe a cloak. Whereas Dane could play Hipfire, not a bad call, or Disciple Nevermore, that is a bad call. And then he could play Stonehall Pike, but it might be better off to play Stonehall Pike on a red hero because they're tougher. And I don't think this Chin or this Sniper are necessarily going to stick around for very long. So my guess is we're going to see Hipfire onto the Bronze Legionnaire, because that'll be just enough to kill him off. Alternatively, we might see it in front of one of the creeps, in front of Chin or Sniper, to spare them the 2 damage and to get in some tower damage. Let's see if that happens. I don't think we're going to see Disciple Nevermore at all. It would hurt Dane more than it would help him, to be honest. It would kill 1 extra enemy unit, but it would significantly increase. It would kill Chin. It would leave Sniper at 2 health, so just not a good play. Yep, we are seeing the Hipfire on what? Yep, on the Bronze Legionnaire. Man, would you guys believe I did not watch this video in advance? I actually have no idea how this match is going to go. I haven't seen it yet. But I am calling these shots. I'm curious if he uses combat training on Tidehunter. If he does, then I'm rocking it. The issue is if he does that, actually, you know what? No, he's going to use it on Chin. He's going to use it on Chin, on Sven. He's going to use it on Sven because he needs the green. Nope, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I thought he was going to use it on Sven because that gives him cleave. Because he needs to keep his middle lane mana free, because that's where you play Cheating Death. Because that's the only lane where you can play a green mana card. So he opts for the bristleback damage, I guess, to help burn down the tower. Yeah, that puts him 1 turn away from lethal, assuming the arrows are the same. Stonehall Pike on Axe. Oof, that Axe is going to be nasty. Axe, oh, he's prepping for a Berserker's Call. That's what he's doing. So we're going to see almost certainly Cheat Death. The question is, which lane do you put Cheat Death in? Probably this lane, considering you've got an Axe in this lane, and he's got 3 Berserker's Calls, not necessarily in hand, but he's got Berserker's Call. So playing Cheat Death, no, he opts for that card. Interesting. Not what I would have played. I would have gone for the Cheat Death, to be honest. And then in this lane, Lifecoach can only play items, and Dane can't play anything. So much for that. Short Sword. He's not buying anything. Okay, so Treant Protectors. Where are these Treant Protectors going? My guess is Lifecoach will put it in lane. Why are all of the creep for Lifecoach going in lane 1? It's crazy. There have been 2 creeps going into lane 1, like I feel like 2 or 3 times this match. My guess is that Treant Protector will go down and into lane 3, because then he will drop in front of Beastmaster, which will allow him to kill off Beastmaster. So that's my guess for that. As for Dane, his Treant Protector, if I were Dane, where would I put that Treant Protector? I think I would put the Treant Protector into lane 2, because he's preparing to take lane 2, with that massive axe with his Berserker's Call, and the Treant Protector will help seal the deal. I think that's what I would do. I think. It's kind of a tough call. Oh, interesting. He's going to leave the Beastmaster. See, because of the creep, you can't know that the Treant Protector is going to drop in front of the sniper. Excuse me. He's going to drop in. See, with the melee creep, he can't be certain that that Treant Protector is going to drop in front of the sniper. So, I guess maybe he wants to play Cheating Death downstream. Maybe he's putting Treant Protector in lane 1 so he can play Cheating Death into lane 2 where it might be more needed. And yeah, so Dane opts for Treant Protector in lane 2. He's trying to win that lane. This Berserker's Call is going to sting you guys. It's going to hurt. And Dane is 1 mana away from being able to play Assassinate downstream. So, what's the play here? Probably Roseleaf Druid. I think. He's going to need to use his red mana in lane 2 for sure. So yeah, I think you just play Roseleaf Druid in lane 1. And then Lifecoach, I'm guessing, is going to play Cheating Death into lane 2. And looks like no matter what happens, yeah, yep, see, there's a Cheating Death. And it looks like Lifecoach is going to take the first tower. I just don't know if Dane can stop it. He could play the Roseleaf Druid, which would block. Actually, yeah, it would block 10 damage if he puts it in front of the Bristleback. So that'll save him another turn. But that Roseleaf Druid is going down so long. So remember earlier when I said that I don't know if it's worth trading the Juke and the Roseleaf Druid to spare the Bristleback 2 armor, because I feel like the Bristleback just isn't going to die for the rest of the game. And here Bristleback is sitting pretty at 6 health. I feel like what I said is kind of coming true. I just don't think he's going to die. And with a Traveler's Cloak and the healing salve, it just doesn't seem likely. So now this leaves, this has freed up Lifecoach's mana so that he can play Ogre Conscript if he wanted to. Honestly, any of his cards, but since he doesn't have any, just 1 melee creep, he's probably not going to play the Ogre Corpse Tosser. Dane, on the other hand, is looking for a Berserker's Call. It's not really going to kill much. It's going to just kill that 1 creep. But it is really going to soften these guys up for next turn. I mean, it's gonna soften them up for later on in this same turn for the combat round. I mean, because this Tidehunter cannot survive 2 hits of this thing, so it's gonna soften up the Tidehunter, kill off that melee creep to the right, severely wound Farwin the Dreamer, and then combat is gonna finish off the Tidehunter. Actually, it might not because of Cheating Death. I've actually never seen Cheating Death in play before, I don't think. So he's trying to figure out if he wants to Berserker's Call. He's really thinking about it. Yep. So we've got that. What does the white X mean? Does that mean he might die? Like he's probably gonna die? Is that a unique icon for Cheating Death? That's cool. And that Fire from the Dreamer is really hurting as well. Man, where's a Fountain Flask when you need one? Healing a Tidehunter from 3 health to all the way up to full, that'd be so nice. So the casters are focusing on the fact that next turn Tidehunter's passive is going to come online, which means that Lifecoach needs to try to make sure he has initiative in lane 1. It looks like a Cheating Death triggered, actually. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, we're going to see the Beast, certainly. That's going to shred a little bit of the stats of... Oh, it's actually going to kill Sven off. Unless we play Ogre Conscript or the Corpse Tosser in front of the Beastmaster. So playing the Ogre Conscript seems like a decent call. Though, we might see Berserker's Call after this. That would kill off the Sven. That would kill off the... Yeah, we're probably going to see a Berserker's Call. That'll kill off the units on the left and the right. Well, not necessarily kill off the units on the left and the right. It'll kill off the unit on the left. It will probably lead to killing Sven, but the Traveler's Cloak is almost certainly going to come down on the Sven and keep him alive. Oh, no, he didn't do it. Interesting. I'm a little surprised. Maybe he's planning on keeping the Berserker's Call for mid lane, since that axe is just so huge. It doesn't matter that they're huge because they just have two health and 1 health. Okay, so here's where we're going to start seeing assassinates down lane, which is good for Lifecoach because Lifecoach wants to keep initiative. So he passed. I actually think that was a mistake. I mean, obviously he doesn't know that Dane has assassinates in hand, but he could fairly reasonably assume that. So I think the play would have been to play the Ogre Corpse Tosser in front of the Chin, and that would have killed off the Chin. I think Ogre Corpse Tosser has 2 attack. I don't exactly recall. I want to say it does. And then Sniper will be free to snipe down lane into Tidehunter to potentially kill that hero off. Down into Sven. There's really a bunch of options, so it's really going to suck to play Assassinate and get the 50-50 roll and not kill the Tidehunter at 1 health. That would suck quite hard. So Chin steals the melee creep, which blocks the Train Protector, but it just doesn't matter because there's just so much damage going on Train. Oh, he's not going downstream at all. He's trying to save his tower. Interesting. So he's just going to barely scrape by with 3 health remaining. I just don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Just that Treant Protector has to hit once. And Lifecoach got unlucky with the roll. He only stunned 2 of those units. So what do you play here? There's no melee creeps in the lane, so the Corpse Tosser isn't going to be that great. You could shred armor. That's going to just barely make the axe able to start getting hit. The Tidehunter still can't actually do anything unless you combat training the Tidehunter, which I guess you could do. Yeah, it's not bad. So 4 total damage coming in. The axe is still damn near unkillable. And then here, there are enough melee creeps to reasonably play the Corpse Tosser. Dane has so many more cards. Oh, he plays Primal Roar. He wants to win this lane. Interesting. He didn't even hesitate about that Primal Roar. Usually people need to think, like, do I really want a Primal Roar? Is this the play I want to make? But nah, man, he's confident. He wants to do that. All right, so we're almost certainly going to see a Berserker's Call in lane 2. That's going to be a nasty Berserker's Call. He's huge. We're probably going to see an Assassinate as well, but who's going to get Assassinated? There's so many good targets. Well, Chin is probably going down. Oh, Soul of Spring. The issue if he plays Soul of Spring this turn, then that hero is almost certainly going to get assassinated. So what he could do, I think that was a mistake, because now he could assassinate the Treant Protector. What he should have done was cloak him first, and then Soul of Spring him, because that would have put him out of assassinate range. Man, Dane has such massive card advantage. He's got a really expensive deck. You know, he might not even want to assassinate. He might want a Hand of God or a Roseleaf Rejuvenator. Roseleaf Rejuvenator would really help out that tower. It's sitting at 3 health. Hand of God would save the sniper. It would spare the melee creep. It would, I mean, Chin's set to die too. Hand of God's actually looking probably better than Assassinate. There aren't really any good Assassinate targets in lane 2. Yeah. I agree with that. There aren't really any good Assassinate targets in lane 2 because of cheating death. So this spares them, like spares their defensive line and helps them potentially able to maintain for next turn. It's just the issue is that Treant Protector has 4 freaking regenerate, which means He's going to be really hard to take down. Okay, so what's the play here? Defensive Bloom isn't really going to help them because they're not going to block anything. Ogre Corpse Tosser won't do much. Lifecoach is really tapped out, man. Vul Martyr is actually a really good play because there's so many units to buff for Dane. So I would play Vul Martyr, probably in front of the Farvan, because that would kill off the Farvan. And then, or I could just Berserker's Call. He could Stonehall Elite. So if he plays Vul Martyr in front of... See, all these units are going to die anyways in combat. Ah, but they might not because they're cheating death. I think the play actually is Vul Martyr in front of Farvan the Dreamer, and then do you Berserker's Call? I think if you Berserker's Call, Axe is going down. That's tough. It's too bad he doesn't have a healing salve or something like that. And then either you Berserker's Call or you play Stonehall Elite all the way to the left, I think, is the play. But I would definitely Vul Martyr. There's almost no reason not to. If you're going to Berserker Call, then do not play him in front of Farvan. If you are going to Berserker's Call, play him in front of another unit. Alright, so then at this point I would play Vul Martyr in front of the Tidehunter. Because that would be enough to kill him off. It would buff 3 units, which isn't too bad. Actually, it wouldn't because of the Traveler's Cloak. But, I mean, it would still block 6 damage, which isn't bad. So, Vul Martyr's looking pretty decent. I'd probably play him. Nope. He's taking the tower hit. Okay, so Lifecoach can't play anything. Dane can play Berserker's Call or Stonehall Elite. Berserker's Call won't do much. Stonehall Elite could be okay. I mean, it's just damage on the board, but it doesn't grow at all, which is unfortunate. Lane 3, no one cares about Lane 3. Neither of the players are investing any cards at all in Lane 3. It's kind of interesting, actually. So for that reason, I think we're probably going to see Bristleback, which is coming out right now, go into Lane 3. That's what I do just because... No, he's not. He's desperate for that last 3 damage. Interesting. I would have gone for Lane 3 just because... Maybe no one cares about Lane 3. Maybe Lifecoach just wants to win Lane 1 and win Lane 2. Oh, yeah, actually, that's exactly what he's doing. Because he just needs the 3 damage in Lane 1 to win Lane 1. And then Lane 2 is already on its way to going down. So even though Lane 3 is really, really vulnerable at the moment, it's got so much health that it's not that vulnerable. So he's just thinking, you know what, let's just go all out. Let's just get that last 3 damage. And I don't think he can stop me. The issue is Dane has so many cards, he kind of can stop him. Okay. Oh man, Intimidation. If only he had Initiative. Alright, well first let's look at Dane. Dane has Roseleaf Rejuvenator, which is looking real good. If he plays Roseleaf and Rejuvenator in front of Bristleback, that would spare the damage going into the tower, and it would heal the tower. Divine Intervention is not very good. Vul Martyr is looking nice. Vul Martyr in front of the Bristleback would stop a boatload of damage. Then you could assassinate the Treant Protector. Oh, he got the golden ticket too. Interesting. Well, first you play the golden ticket to see what you pick up. Meanwhile, Lifecoach will do what? He'll probably play the Stonehall Elite just to go wide. Because the wider he goes, the more likely he's going to get to the 3 damage. Sniper could also assassinate probably the Chin. Not the Chin. I keep calling him Chin. The Spin. Yep, there we go. So Sniper ability took him out. And now, what does Lifecoach play? Intimidate is actually looking pretty good here. Intimidating the Sniper would get rid of black mana, and it would free up 2 attacking units, which would make it really hard for Dane to block that damage coming into his tower. So first he's going to see what he gets. He gets the Poaching Knife. Oof. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. So Dane is probably going to play Vul Martyr plus something. Vul Martyr plus Assassinate or Vul Martyr plus Roseleaf Rejuvenator. Probably the Vul Martyr in front of the Bristleback. Yep, exactly like I said, because that blocks the most damage. It buffs a decent number of units. And then, do you go for the Tower Heal or do you go for the Assassinate? Are there any good Assassinate targets? Treant Protector is the best one, I would say, because of that regeneration. Or just Roseleaf Regenerator. Honestly, there's good targets either way. Okay, and he opts for the Sniper. And that frees up the 4 damage, so the Intimidation worked. But okay, at this point, we're going to see the Roseleaf Rejuvenator then. Certainly. That's going to block, I think that... Yeah, I think that was a smart play. And then Lifecoach is going to do what here? He gets Stonehall Elite in front of the Chin, which doesn't really help him. Defensive Bloom doesn't really help him. It blocks the Chin, which is okay, I guess. Seems a little bit like overkill. I guess he's just trying to go really wide so that he can more easily get that extra damage next turn. Okay, so Dane can cast Divine Intervention, and that's it, which isn't really going to help. And Lifecoach is out of cards, man. All he's got left is items. And Sniper is now in the 3rd lane, which is the worst lane to have a splash color. But so now he can assassinate upstream, which is the opposite direction that you want. But he can still do it. It's better than nothing. 15 and 9 gold. All right, Farvin, where are you going? Probably not lane 1. Probably not lane 2. It doesn't need your help. My guess is lane 1, just because that's where it's so close to lethal range. And lane 3 can tank a little bit. And then my guess is both Axe and Beastmaster are going into lane 1. That's my guess. Oh no, he opts for lane 2. So I was incorrect about that. My prediction skills have waned. So Dane is looking to secure lane 3. It's going to take a little bit of time. And... So my guess is Lifecoach is trying to win lanes 1 and 2, and then Dane's trying to win lanes 1 and 3. That looks like Dane's going to lose the first tower. Yeah, it definitely looks like he's going to lose that first tower. And it's going to take a lot of punching into that lane to actually take that tower. It's not looking good for Dane. He's been on the defensive this whole game, basically. Though that axe is flipping huge. This Berserker's Call is going to hurt. Can he... Man, he's a little bit of damage away from... He could Primal Roar, actually. Get all the heroes out of this lane. It's not a bad idea. Alright, so that Primal Roar is going to clear out this lane pretty handily. And this axe is going to rip into that poor little stunned creep. With the Jasper Jaggers on Chin. Alright, so now Dane's looking in a really strong position in lane 1. And Lifecoach is in an even stronger position in lane 2. God's Strength coming down on Tidehunter. That is a strong fish, like great white shark strong. And unfortunately, Hand of God and Divine Intervention aren't going to do anything to for them. Well, I guess now it will. Now it'll save the Treant Protector. Oh, he's taking the Treant out. Well, I guess this lane is wide enough that he doesn't really need the Tidehunter here anymore. Plus, the Cheating Death is going to keep all his units alive. So you can put that Tidehunter elsewhere pretty safely. Makes sense, definitely. He's pulling all of his heroes out. And that tower goes down. Look at that deployment in the upper left. 4 heroes coming down next turn. 4 heroes. That's insane. So we're going to see a Beastmaster ability for sure. There's basically no reason why not to. There's no really good assassinate targets. You can play it on the Farvin to soften him up so that Sniper wins the duel. Berserker's Call doesn't really help. Disciple of Nevermore might be your only shot to get in some real damage. Why does he doesn't play Ogre Conscript or anything? I guess he's worried about winning lane 1. Alright, so this next deploy is going to be insane. We have so many freaking units coming down, man. The question is, which lane is Lifecoach going to try and take? Lane 1 is stronger, but it has lower health. Lane 3 is... Alright, well, there we go. He's going for lane 1. And look at the size of his heroes. His heroes are huge. 10, 1, 18 Tidehunter. I mean, that's... that's a beastly hero, for sure. The issue, though, is he's got to contend with this Berserker's Call. This Berserker's Call is going to shred these heroes. It's really going to sting. The issue is if he Berserker's Call, that axe is going down. I wish I could see his cards. Though, does he have enough that he could give it invincibility? Does he have, what is it, Divine Intervention? I think he does. Couldn't he Divine Intervention plus Berserker's Call? That'd be kind of huge, actually. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Divine Intervention plus Berserker's Call. Though, I think he should have stolen the creep first. No, it doesn't make a difference, because the creep wouldn't be taking damage anyways, probably. So he's just protecting his units against surprise damage from Lifecoach, which is smart, actually. So... Oh, the Tidehunter is still... The Tidehunter can use this ability. Why did he not use his Tidehunter ability? In any event, Dane's got to play his cards before Lifecoach stuns them all. The question is, he doesn't use Berserker's Call. I'm shocked. I'm very surprised. What? Huh. He prefers the Ogre Conscript. That's really surprising. And he doesn't use the Chin ability to steal creep? Alright, that was really unexpected. Why? And passing across the board. Berserker's Call is not really going to do much good. Stonehall Elite could throw in some extra damage. He's got a Thunderhide, which you can't play. So honestly, it's just Stonehall Elite is the only really viable card choice here. And now Lifecoach might want to consider... No, I was going to say he might want to consider Roseleaf Druiding, but I guess he'd rather say that for the next lane. Alright, so what is going on in this lane? Dane has 2 deployments. My guess he's going to deploy everything into lane 1. Lane 2 is pointless. Lane 3 is kind of doing just fine on its own. Oh, he's doing 1 deploy to help clear the lane, I suspect, because he's got the sniper ability, so he can take out that Farvin, take out a creep to ensure that he gets lethal this turn. Because the clock's kind of ticking down here. So now are we going to see the Berserker's Call? Let's talk about this. So Lifecoach has initiative. Spring the Trap would soak up a lot of damage. Yeah, you almost certainly spring the trap. Though if you Roseleaf Druid first, you could spring the trap as well. So that might actually be the better play. And then Dane could... He can't gank. Primal Roar would be devastating. Berserker's Call would also be devastating. Berserker's Call would kill all 3 heroes as well as Axe, I believe. 10. Yeah, it would kill Axe as well, and it would kill all 4 of those heroes. Primal Roar would keep Axe alive, but it would soak up the hit from Axe, so that Axe would hit Sven and not the tower, which might be bad. Either way, we've got, if we play Berserker's Call, we'll have 6 mana left over, meaning we can play what? I can't really see these cards very well. His deck's really expensive. Let's just see how this shakes out. He could just Hand of God, and okay, I guess that's the play. Now that everything's stunned, you just Hand of God, and it doesn't matter that your units are stunned, they just survive. You know, it's like, oh, I'm stunned. Okay, I'll just kill you next turn. He could Thunderhide, but he needs to stop damage, not be aggressive. That's the big thing right now. That leaves him with, I can't tell how much mana left over. The question is, are we going to see like Roseleaf Druid and Spring the Trap and those types of cards? Because that's going to make, that's going to basically level out the playing field. So it's going to be, what, 8 units versus 8 units? Which is a lot of stuff in this lane. These casters are talking about something very intently. Man, Hand of God on a lane this big is nasty. Yep, there's Spring the Trap plus Roseleaf Druid. That's a wide lane. That's a really wide lane. And he can still Kraken Shell to take back initiative. Though he can do it in, no, he can't do it in lane 3 because he doesn't have any red heroes. So yeah, he's just probably going to Kraken Shell, my guess. Because it'll give him more flexibility next turn. I guess he's trying to decide if he wants to combat. No, he can't combat. He doesn't have the mana. So yeah, just Kraken Shell. He could also alternatively play Town Portal Scroll on one of his heroes to heal them, and then just deploy them into that lane next turn. And then, okay, what's going on here? Town Portal Scroll. All right, so yeah, he's just giving up the lane. You may as well use that sniper ability to get the extra gold, especially since he's got Poaching Knife equipped. He can assassinate as well. Yeah, he can assassinate the Bristleback. He could also, can he gank? Does he have the mana for gank? 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he does. He can gank. That'd be 7 damage. So he could take out, let's say, that first Centaur maybe would be a good target. Wow. Assassin can really do work from across the lane. So I say gank the Centaur. Oh, choose another. Okay, yeah, okay. You can attack anything. For a second, I thought you could only attack. You can only attack heroes with it. So now you use the. Okay, you should have used the ability just to get the extra gold. I mean, it would have been just 2 extra gold, but hey, 2 gold is 2 gold. This is probably the last turn of the game, so you want every little advantage you can get. And that 2 extra gold might have made a difference. Probably not, but it might have. And now Lifecoach has the initiative. So what is he going to do with it? Dane has so many cards. His hand is so expensive. It's like no matter what happens, even if Lifecoach plays some other devastating card, Dane still has Hand of God. And he just keeps whittling down the opponent's board. Primal Roar will do a lot, but Hand of God will... I almost feel like the play here is Hand of God. If he does that, he'll have, what, 6 mana left over? He could Selfish Cleric, just go extra wide. God, that's nasty. There's like no coming back from this. He can steal a creep with Chin. Yep. I think Lifecoach has this. I mean, he's not killing many units, but it kind of doesn't matter because they're going to be so vulnerable after this. Bello, get out of here. Get that unit out of here. Minus 20 damage coming into the tower. Though that regeneration from the Treant is stacking up, man. 21. And then next turn, Primal Roar and or Berserker's Call. I believe he can cast both. Is going to finish this off. Gank. Yeah, he's got a gank. And a Blink Dagger, so he can Blink Dagger Beastmaster over and then gank with the sniper. Oh, that's disgusting. That's devastating. That's so devastating. Who does he gank? I wish I could see lane 1. I guess the Tidehunter? Okay. So that's going to leave an unstoppable Primal Roar. Or Berserker's Call. I don't know what their health is. I guess just forget about it. Just Primal Roar. Just get him out of here. And the Beastmaster's beast ability is back up again. Lifecoach is about to get annihilated. Absolutely annihilated. Divine Intervention is not enough. Kraken Shell is not enough. Dane doesn't even have to do anything. He can just pass. Yep. That's game. So, Dane really pulled that one through. That was quite a good match. Anyways, we got more matches coming tomorrow, and we are so incredibly close to actual original gameplay content. I'm so looking forward to making videos for you guys. I got a bunch of video ideas lined up. So stay tuned. Definitely. Thank you so much for watching. Dabacab out.